Well, my hair's everywhere. Got to take these clips out. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I'm all over that place. Mm-hmm. Wow. Definitely needing some help. So, anyway, yesterday I sent out a press release. So hopefully, many of you received it. If you're part of the media, if you're part of any kind of broadcast, print, online media source, please take an opportunity to read through that. If you didn't get that, go to the website that's right underneath my name on the screen right now, and you'll be able to access that in one of the blog posts that's there. So, yeah, I hope you can do that. That would be great. But today we have something else I want to kind of talk about, and that is this policy that came out from, let me see. Well, it's a federal policy that was sent out to all the federal workplaces around the country. And basically it says, now I've got a link for it over on also on that website. You can go to the website and find it. You can get a link to the actual policy, not just me saying something about it. Okay. I want you to be able to see and read what is said in that policy. There's a lot of stuff in there. And I have no problem, by the way, I have no problem with someone expressing their religious views. As a matter of fact, fine. If you're going to try to shove it down my throat, that's fine with me. I can take it. I can take it. And if I don't want to take it, I'll just close my mouth. Okay. That's as simple as it is. But I expect that same kind of treatment for people like me, though. If I want to come in and put up a pride flag in an office space somewhere, then the same rationale that comes out of this particular policy should protect that right. Right? You would think it would. So let's take a look at the policy and just see, okay? So let me call up this policy over on another page, and we will have a policy. All right? So here we go. Let me share the page. And here we are. All right. So if you're looking right now and you see this, let me see if I can make it up here. I want to increase the size quite a bit. I need to get rid of that panel on the side. Oh, like this. There we go. Too much now. I'm going to have to reduce the size down. Oh, okay, back to right there. Okay. This is from Scott Kapoor, Director, U.S. Office of Personnel Management, dated yesterday. Yesterday, 28 July 2025. It's protecting religious expression in the federal workplace. I don't have a problem with that. Proselytizing, evangelizing, that might be a little bit of a different thing right there, because you are definitely pushing it down throats of people who may not necessarily want to hear it. I mean, you've been complaining about LGBT people shoving their stuff down your throat. We don't expect the same thing from those who are expressing their religious views in the federal workplace. That's fine. Do it. Put the cross on your desk. Do whatever you want to do. Go pray in the chapel. Most of these federal facilities do have chapels somewhere, or at least a space where you can do that. Go do that. That's fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever, as long as you make space for Muslims, Jewish faith, Hindu people, nativist, Benai, anything else? I don't know. There are 45,000 different Christian religious denominations in the world that are recognized, 150 different versions of Islam. And I don't know how many versions of Hindu. There's 1 billion people in India, and not all of them live there. So, yeah, you make sure that if this policy is going to be effective, that it's actually not just for all of these, just your version of Christianity, okay? Now, what I did was, I don't know if you can see it or not, I switched pages over. This is the image I wanted you to see right there. I don't know if you can see that. This is AI-generated image. I basically just said it create a Christian prayer service inside a federal building. It's AI-generated, but yeah. So I'm going to go back to sharing this page. Let me just stop for a second and go back over here and share again. I have to do this myself. I don't have my grandkids around to help out, run the background for me. Share. Okay, so let's go back to this policy. Here we are. To the heads and acting heads of departments and agencies. From the Office of Personnel Management, dated yesterday, background and purpose, the founders established a nation in which people were free to practice their faith without fear of discrimination or retaliation by their government. It's also that you can be free from religion as well, not just free to practice, but free from it as well. I mean, if you have one side of that coin, you got to have the other one too, right? Right. We're not schizophrenic in this country. Oh, sorry. The federal workplace. This one right here, the federal workplace. Welcoming place for federal employees who practice a religious faith. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever your faith might be, whatever your ideology is, go for it. Absolutely. I've got no problem with that. And none. Allowing religious discrimination in the federal workplace violates the law. Yeah. It also threatens to adversely impact recruitment and retention of highly qualified employees of faith, as long as you're not hiring them to be scientists. The two are incompatible. I mean, that should be a no-brainer, right? All right, the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution robustly protects expression of religious faith by all Americans. Yes, and the freedom from that religious faith as well, whatever your beliefs are, including federal employees. Yeah, okay, we got that. Freedom of religious expression is further protected by federal statutes. Here to 42 U.S.C. 20E-16, just so you know. These statutes prohibit the federal government from discriminating employment based on religion or religious expression. Got it? Yeah, I mean, of course. Of course, you can't make those decisions, but that's not the same thing as proselytizing or evangelizing within that federal office. I mean, who wants to have somebody come over and lean over the top of the dividers between you, whatever those things are, the office panels in your cubicle space? Leaning over the top of that thing says, "Hey, have you been to church lately? And maybe you need to go because I saw you drinking something the other day that was ungodly. Or I saw you reading something the other day that was ungodly, and I just thought you needed to go to church or go to the mosque or the synagogue or whatever." But no, that's unacceptable. Don't you think that's unacceptable? I do. You have no business doing that. But let me be perfectly clear and unhypocritical about this. If I'm going to set a pride flag down on my desk and you're going to set down a cross or whatever over on your desk and you're going to put Bible verses there and I'm going to put quotes from somebody, say like Harvey Milk, maybe somebody like that, or Marsha P. Johnson. If I'm going to put those quotes over on my desk over here, you can see and read them as you're going by, but I am not going to shout over the top of that thing that says, "Hey, I bet you're gay," or "Maybe you need to come over here and just listen to me for a few minutes because I think that you may need to hear about what it means to be LGBTQ plus." You know, proselytizing. "We welcome you to come into our community. Come on. Aren't you one of us? We know you are." No, that's not the case. Being who we are is a matter of that's who we are. Period. Simple. Plain stated. But don't yell over that cubicle at me and tell me because I've got the pride flag on my desk that I'm going to hell. I don't happen to believe in your hell. I think your hell is just made up. I really do, because it was borrowed from other things prior to the biblical account. Yes, it was. Check it out. It's there. You can learn it on your own. But anyway, so no, you don't get to yell at me with my stuff on my desk because you don't like it, because me just having that stuff there is offensive to you. Well, what if that cross were offensive to me? And it's not, by the way. I take no offense in that whatsoever. I don't take offense if you have, what is it, the crescent moon symbol of the Muslim faith. No, I don't take offense at any of those things. And I wouldn't take offense if you had a picture of whomever, if you had a picture of the Prophet Muhammad. I would not take offense at any of that either. If you had quotes from him on your desk, that's fine. But don't you dare impose that across that cubicle onto me if I don't want to hear it. If I say no, that means no, right? Right. By all means, do it. Be yourself. Be completely yourself. All that you want. Now, I'm basing this assessment on something that's further down in this policy that I've got on the screen right now. Let's go on down. Okay, I'm going to skip through a bunch of this stuff. Religious expression in the federal workplace. Title VII defines religion to include all aspects of religious observance and practice, as well as belief, just not practices that are mandated or prohibited by a tenet of the individual's faith. Okay. However, Title IX does not cover all beliefs. That's true. It doesn't cover all beliefs. However, they aren't excluded either. Employees. Now, this is the one I want you to see right here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit larger. I'm going to increase the size of it. Whoops. Come back here, you. There. Hopefully you can read this section in blue right now. Employees must be allowed to engage in private religious expression in the work areas to the same extent that they may engage in non-religious private expression. Agencies may, however, reasonably regulate the time, place, and manner of all employee speech, provided such regulations do not discriminate based on content or viewpoint. Parenthetically, it says, including religious viewpoints. So go ahead and put your pride flags up. You're covered. You got the policy to back it up, unless they rescind that particular paragraph. Agencies may require that employees perform official work while on duty. Wait a minute. Agencies may require that employees perform official work while on duty, as opposed to engaging in personal religious observances. That sentence is just gobbledygook. But anyway, right here, if you put up your pride flag, or you put up a quote from Marsha P. Johnson, or you put up something from the Stonewall Inn, or anyone any other trans cashier served in the Civil War, lived as a man a full year before the Civil War started, joined the Union Army as a man, fought at many different engagements, was captured by the Confederacy and escaped, and then went right back to serve more. And then after the war, lived completely as a male all the way up until the time that he got sick or was injured, I think, hit by an automobile or something in like 1910 or not, maybe 1920, somewhere in that period of time. And then the doctors discovered that he was a she, phenotypically. So what did they do? Oh, they sent him to an insane asylum and forced him to wear a dress. But here's the thing. He was also receiving a pension from the government as Albert Cashier for his service during the Civil War. They stopped it. His compatriots, all of his friends, everyone who served with him, rallied around him and caused the government to give that pension back because his service was good and honorable, and they all respected that. And they let the leaders know, and so Albert got his pension back. They didn't let him out of the insane asylum, though, because they still thought that he was insane for being being a man, identifying as a man, living as a man, fighting in wars as a man, and him being a woman, if you look at the body. Well, That happens a lot, doesn't it? It happens a lot. We've got a lot of honorable people who have been kicked out of the military simply because they're trans, which is a BS reason to kick anybody out, because these people served with honor. They know their stuff. They were advanced by meritocracy. They made it to their places, but yet Hegseth, in all of his infinite lack of wisdom, kicked them out. So if you're an employee working for the federal government right now, if you're an employee in the federal service, this policy should give you cover for putting your pride flags back up and your pride magnetic stickers on your cubicles or office doors. Why? Because, they just said it right here. They said it right there. Agencies may, however, reasonably regulate the time and place. Okay, provided such regulations do not discriminate based on content or viewpoint, including religious viewpoints. Okay, got it. Thank you. We'll do it. Let's see how long that lasts. Go ahead. You've got the policy right there. We'll just take you to court over it. If you try to enforce any other interpretation of that than what is plainly written, and we can take you to court over it. I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to come back at 6 p.m. Eastern time and continue with my ranting and raving and raging.